stitches. Because the only ones in stitches are those laughing at us as they ask, how can we be so dumb? Snitch. No matter how you spell it, silence nowadays is taking communities hostage. And this nonsense, this quasi-mafioso garbage has become the constant our kids have grown fond of. So how the fuck do I remain silent when violence invades our nights and days, preys in our minds and stays inside of our souls and decays? And nowadays, I question the source of this vibe. Bragging about holding magazines, yet too blind to read the issues. Acting all double XL while leaving the streets with those small, sad songs. You know, the one whose soundtrack is a gun clap, serenaded by sirens and distraught mothers crying, ending in the final breath of one young soul dying. Can you hear it? See, I would wish for you to read in between the lines, but niggas don't like reading. So keep on believing it's some big old coincidence that neighborhoods just like yours have more liquor stores than churches. Keep believing that it ain't on purpose that 10% of the population accounts for 53% of the prisoners in our nation. Shh. Just keep quiet. Even though closed mouths don't get fed, which leads to starvation, which leaves you dead, you would instead earn street credibility. But tell me I don't understand. Even though I come from Saginaw, Michigan, a land where ice cream was sold more than ice cream. Keep telling me how it's so hard out here. You try to get in where you fit in and how everybody trying to stop your shine as you redefine your life by what Jeezy and Wayne said it should be. See, for those of y'all that don't know, a snitch, by definition, is one who sells another one out in order to avoid time in prison. Yet here you are giving away your community. One block at a time. One Glock at a time. One rock at a time. And don't even start trying to tell me how you can get a brick and flip it and distribute it for double the profit minus the re-up and not see what that same time could do had it not been applied to a degree in math, chemistry, or business. Ain't no difference. Ain't no difference. They all include thought, dedication, and deadlines, but you would instead try to shield your stupidity, telling me you trying to hold down your peeps, unaware of the irony in the statement you just made. See, you don't want me to tell you the truth because you already know it. And talking about things like this brings life to something that a bullet can't kill. See, your life ain't worth living if there's nothing to die for. That is what I write for. So maybe if you try more to change your living, you want to transfix your position into calling other people snitches. Those of us who work hard for a living instead of living off that hard and that work. And it hurts that your worth ain't dirt as you search for places where crack is sold and cracks in souls make those supposed growth ain't an option. You need to stop, man, because if you've been listening, you know by now you the real bitch that's snitching. But better yet, in closing, let me put it this way to you. If niggas knew niggas weren't niggas, then what would niggas do? My name is Truth Be Told. Thank you for your time.
This program contains content that is intended for mature audiences only. Parental advisory is suggested. No one under the age of 21 should tune in. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, callers, and host are theirs and theirs alone, and do not reflect the views or opinions of the Jericho Broadcast Networks, Sky City Media Group, and any of its affiliates and or sponsors.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Tip 14, and this is me, DVP, of Random Thoughts with DVP. And I know it's on. It ain't on. All right, and I'm the host of Random Thoughts with DVP. I want to welcome you to the show. I'm here with my super producer, Roy the Jedi Knight. He can't talk right now because we having I don't know what we're doing. Oh, we playing around with some technical equipment, and if something catch on fire, if you hear me running, we having a Richard Pryor moment. That means it's going really, really bad. Can you? Right. I ain't hearing nothing. Did y'all hear Roy just then? If y'all heard him clap twice, let me see if I can hear y'all clapping. So anyway, it's the what I said was it's the 8th. We ought to have a pretty interesting show. As soon as he get through, we're gonna go into the normal spirit. You know, I got a routine, even though I'm unorganized as I want to be. I still have a routine. You know what I'm saying, to get the vibe and the flow. We back in the main office, so I ain't got to worry about people walking. Oh, I heard some sounds there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right,
sir.
super producer. What's up? How your week been, bro? How your week been?
Man, it's been a long week, man. Long week. But we we getting it moving. Things are coming along. Just trials and tribulations, entrepreneurship, or you know how that can happen from time to time.
Nah, come on, don't be shy with the details. Now, come on, now. You know the viewers like hearing you talk first. That's why I can't do the show by myself.
Man, no, we don't need to go into. I mean, it ain't nothing really. It's not really anything major. It's just just like I said, just dealing with invoices, trying to get folks to come in with the invoices and stuff like that, and money be slow, and of course they want to pick the weekend or the week before the kids start. My grandson start back to school. Then my two kids, I got to get them back to Texas next week because they start school the following week. So just little stuff, but we keep on moving and keep it crack-a-lacking.
And that's what's crack-a-lacking. All right, well, I did the hair show.
And you didn't call me again, but all right, I got you.
Hey, man, in the hair show, it is what it is. Lisa Ray wasn't there, so wasn't no reason to call you.
Oh, okay, then, well, there you go.
I did meet. Damn, I should have wrote this down. I met some lady from Lala.
That's funny.
Lala's Full Court.
Isn't that Carmelo Anthony's wife?
Right.
What, does she have a show now too?
Yeah, the Full Court show, but she wasn't the one who was there. It was her best friend. I forgot her name.
That shows you how much I know about those shows.
Yeah, because and once they tell me, I try to at least catch a show so I know who it was I was with. But anyway, she was there. She was pretty cool. And who else did I meet? I did Rashida again from Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, okay.
Married to Kurt. First time meeting Kurt. He seemed like a pretty cool dude. Rashida is. He said this about Rashida. One, she is awfully damn pretty.
Okay.
Awfully. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, 12. She is super pretty.
Interesting.
And on a cool level, she's 26. She is off the chain cool.
And her name is Rashida?
Yeah, and I want to say she's a singer. Or she might even be a rapper. But like I did,
I have to look her up and see because I'll Google it.
I did her last year.
You really know how that sounds. You may want to say that I was security for her last year.
I escorted her through the show last year, and she was hilariously funny. But her feet was hurting, so anytime you got to do with a woman whose feet hurting, you know how that goes.
That ain't gonna be pretty.
But she was still funny. And this year, we had a problem out of the booth she was at, and she was trying to explain to them why I was gonna shut them down, and she didn't have to. She could have took the star approach and been like, But she was like, listen, he telling y'all he gonna shut y'all down. Why don't y'all just move me the way he's saying move me? Let me sign these autographs, take some pictures, and y'all keep rolling. And then they was like, okay. So I mean, I don't know if it sounded better because she said it. I didn't really care. I just wanted what I wanted. But she was super cool. I even got a couple of pictures, but I just been slow on posting the pictures. But they'll be up soon.
Real quick, Clifton, just to let you know, man, we'll give out the number in a few so that people can call in and comment and ask questions.
Cool. That's what we will do. How y'all gonna be ready to ask questions already?
Bettina put it up in the.
Because I done blessed them out. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been rolling, ain't nobody from Hot Seat did nothing since Terry called while he was robbing somebody. But you ain't never met Terry.
No.
But you remember the show he called, right?
Right. In the middle of whatever that was. Yeah.
Terry, my dude. Terry, to know Terry was a love. Terry was breaking into people's house, and he took a picture because their house was nasty, and he filed a complaint. It's like, clean your house up, people. Clean your house up. I mean, anytime you bad enough to rob somebody, you take pictures of how nasty their house is. That is hilarious.
Really hilarious.
That's hilarious. Oh yeah, both of them yours.
Oh, appreciate you.
So yeah. So anyway, I talked about that, and I got two subjects I want to try to get to. I want to try to get to the one about the lady with the thoughts and the venom it set off, and I want to try to get to yours about turning a hoe into a housewife or a house husband.
Yeah, and make sure y'all understand. I said that both ways. We'll read it. But,
housewife, house husband. So what I want to do is I guess I want to take a quick break so you can cue the video and let the.
Oh, I can pull the video up. We'll take a break for it.
Okay, yeah, I want you to let.
It's on the hot seat page, right?
No, it's on the random thoughts page.
Random thoughts page.
Yeah, it's on the random thoughts page with the lady, just asking, what are the thoughts.
All right. So we're gonna play this before that. So yeah, Cliff, give us a minute. We're gonna play this.
And let me just give out a quick disclaimer, because I've been accused of several things that I didn't particularly care for. All I do is post stuff. Most time I don't have a comment on it. I just let other people comment. And it's amazing how comments go. And I'm going to make a... Was that somebody?
No, that was it. I was getting ready to play it, but because I didn't realize it started automatically.
So yeah, it's just interesting how all I said was thoughts. I didn't agree with it. I didn't disagree with it. I just said thoughts. And the firestorm started. So on 3, we're going to play the video, give a quick listen, and 3, 2, 1, bam!
Argumentative. We find any and everything to argue over except something constructive. In fact, we don't consider it a good time unless we've been arguing and fighting with someone over something. We argue in defense of being single mothers. We argue in defense of cursing every other word and being whores because the men do it too. And we argue against accountability for our own actions. And we hide behind God and Jesus to do that with. Only God can judge me. They define themselves by conflict and not by who they're building with. You'll find one or a whole generation of black females fighting and holding grudges in any black family in America. 14 years ago, my grandfather was in the hospital dying. All of his children came to the hospital, 6 men and 2 women, and they were in the corridor discussing his care. And it was the 2 females that got into an argument over my grandfather's care. And that devolved into an argument over who was his favorite daughter. And they haven't been speaking since. There's a TV show I watched called Boardwalk Empire, and on the show in, I believe, season 3, there is this ultra-violent gangster named Gyp Rossetti. And it's said that he's so mean that he can find the insult in a bouquet of roses. That pretty well describes the average black female today. And the sad part is we're proud of this. We're proud to be loud and argumentative and rude and turn around and call that foolishness a strength. And then when nobody wants to argue with us anymore, we'll yell, "You can't handle a strong black woman." This isn't just a cultural quirk. This illustrates a fundamental difference between the way black women handle conflict and the way the rest of the world does. No matter how inappropriate or petty the issue, we will find a reason to fight, and if she can't find one, she'll make one. Even if she knows what she's going to see she's not going to like, she'll go there anyway just to argue with people over their opinions. Go to any social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you'll find a black female arbitrarily arguing with people that she does not know just because they're opinions. And the goal is never to come to a resolution. The goal is to just vent this never-ending cauldron of hate and anger and rage that's inside of her. I want you to take a look at something. I want you to watch this clip. It's a clip of an interaction between LeBron James and Mario Chalmers, also known as Rio. And I'll be right back.
Argument earlier, frustrated over some defense. James really got in his face. But then a short time after this argument, Rio, that's what they call Mario Chalmers. I was wrong, my bad.
That's great leadership. I tell you what, when we talked about LeBron being a great teammate, I mean, obviously this guy is the king. And for him to look at that in that situation and say, I was wrong, speaks volumes to his teammates and his coaches.
As a woman, I understood that clip to be demonstration of black male leadership. Look how quickly the situation escalated and then de-escalated, and one male was able to say to the other, "My bad, bro. I was wrong." I have a question for black females. When is the last time you sat down, admitted you were wrong, and closed your mouth? See, LeBron understood that for the sake of his team, he should stand down and apologize for his outburst. And it has nothing to do with money or getting paid to get along well. The ability to stand down and apologize for poor behavior is a character trait. That is not something that comes with money. You have that or you don't. There are plenty of people with money who act stupidly. Black women as a whole, we do not lack the character to stand down, even when it's destroying our team. You continue to fight and yell and argue to our detriment. And your arguments are so misguided and backwards and downright stupid that black men are openly discussing other races of women to build with. I know what someone's going to say, "You're tearing black women down. Now what's your solutions?" The solution is be quiet. The solution is close your mouth. The solution is stop arguing, stop fighting, let go of your anger, and be quiet. If you spent less time talking and actually listening to what the men are saying, you'd peep game. Because they're not telling you what they exactly want you to do, but they're telling you what they'd expect from you as a woman. And you're too busy being a hate monger and a brat to absorb it. Black men in general are tired of us. This argumentative thing you've got going, which, by the way, you don't pull with white men, is pushing black men away from you, and it's not getting you anywhere. This is one of the reasons we got a race full of baby mamas, and 50% of black women have herpes and no husband. At this point, black men are just tolerating us. They love us, they want to produce black families, but let's be honest, we've been overrun by hood rat slut culture, and as a whole, we are an undesirable group of women. My question is, why? Why are you so angry? What makes you so uptight you can't let anything go? Everything you see, everything you don't like, you have to comment, you have to go ballistic. Why? If you see a comment online you don't like, you flip out on that person and everyone who agrees with them. The problem is you don't like yourself. We have the lowest self-esteem as a group. And the sad part is a lot of us have no purpose because we don't even know why we were born. How many black children do you know that were born for a reason other than mom got knocked up and didn't abort me? I don't care what white women do, and I don't care that white women do it too because their bastard baby rate is not 75%, so I don't care. We wander through life aimlessly. We have no direction, no legacy, no wealth, no decent maternal figure to teach us decorum or how to be sexually responsible, and no parents to leave us anything. With no point and no direction, we have all the time in the world to sit on the internet and argue and yell and scream and go on an hours-long tirade with people we disagree with. You only get one life. Why would you spend it arguing?
All right, and that was that. So, you want to take a break and come back and give out the number, or you want to roll right on through?
No, we can roll through. We good.
All right, so, and don't get me wrong. We like to complain about message delivery, but you got to look at the content. And before I give out the phone number, I'm going to just give you this quick scenario of who I used to be. Back in the day, I was like that guy from Boardwalk Empire. I could find something bad in anything. Anything. I was just a mean dude. And I didn't even realize it at one point. And the thing was, if everybody says it, you got to take heed to it. I might not like the way they say it, but you got to hear the message. Don't pay attention. Sometimes we get so caught up in people not saying stuff. Oh, they hurt my feelings. Oh, I didn't like you. You know what? Get over it. And when people talk bad about black men, even though I can say it doesn't apply to me or some of my friends, I can't unacknowledge the fact that it's true. When they talk about black men being in jail, me and Roy sitting right here. We work hard, we do extra stuff, but guess what? Me and Roy are two guys. We cannot overlook the fact that 75% of people in jail are black males, so there's no need in us trying to defend that. It is what it is. We not, but ain't no need to get mad about it because it is still a fact. You can't get around that. We just can't take it personal. The stereotype that all black people like chicken and watermelon. One, I don't eat chicken. Two, I don't even like watermelon. But when people say it, I don't get offended. I don't even jump up and say not all black people, because I'm 49. I know one other guy who doesn't eat chicken. I don't know anybody black who doesn't eat watermelon except for me. I don't get mad when people say it as a typical stereotype, because you know what? It is a typical stereotype. And typically it's not even a stereotype. It's a truthism. And we get mad at truthisms because they don't apply to us, but if they apply to the masses, which is what most stereotypes or descriptors fall to, we still feel the need to defend them. Not me, not me, not me. And even with this clip that this lady's talking about, and I told all the women, ask a guy, what's the common phrase that women say? Oh, I don't have a lot of girlfriends because they catty, because they keep up shit. I guarantee you, if you ask 100 guys, 90 of them will tell you they heard a woman say that. So how is what this woman saying so offensive and so degrading when y'all tell us personally that y'all don't like having women friends because they keep up shit? I'm so confused at why y'all chose to attack her just because of the way she didn't say it with. She didn't say it with she didn't say it with, what you put on. What did you put on cake? She didn't say it with frosting. She just came out and said it. And she said black women, but guess what? 90% of what me and Roy talk about is black women, because guess who we know better than other women? I mean, and I'm sure white women do it too, because I seen, what's the little mob show, Mob Wives, or I watched it and watched Brain Cells Die one time. But white women are do, but we not around them as much. We can speak about what we know. And I specifically said, ladies, ask your men friend, because I will reiterate this point till the day I die. Me and Roy can sit here and shoot the shit all day long. I don't know if Roy's telling me the truth, because Roy gonna tell me, and I think Roy's an honest guy. But you know who knows what Roy does for real? Any woman that Roy dates, because they see him behind closed doors. A woman can tell you more about a man than other men can. A man can tell you more about women because we date them. We see them when they're not around their friends. Nobody wants to be the outcast or the lone wolf. So sometimes they don't say nothing in front of you, or they say what's politically correct. So if a man tells you what a woman is doing, don't say not my friends, because unless you, women, this is strictly for women, unless you date women, you can't tell a man what women do. We date them. We know what they do behind closed doors. We know what they do when they don't have their crew with them. We know what they do. Ladies, you know what guys do when they're alone. You know if he begging, you know if he a paymaster. There are very few guys who are going to admit that they paymasters. But if you ask a woman, she can tell you. She knows him. Stop being offended when you hear something that's true because you didn't like the way it was presented. I know there are a bunch of deadbeat dads. I know that there are. I'm not finna get mad and say, oh, I ain't want to pay child support to come up my chick, because it's not me. It's not my fight. I hear it. I listen to it because it is the truth. It is the truth. You gonna say something? You gonna say something, super producer?
Nah, I mean, you're right. I mean, that's the key. I think a lot of people got upset with her with the other thing that we deal with, in that, oh, why she had to put our business out there. I'm like, do y'all not watch these reality shows y'all talking about? Trust me, your business is already out there. It's like, that's what the general public and non-black people think. Probably, I guarantee you, in this particular generation and at this particular time, more people who are not black think that women are more like those that were on the flavor of Love and Hip Hop, Housewives of Atlanta, than they do think the women are like the ones who were on the Cosby Show and on what's the other one? Different World. They don't
all the
think
sitcoms.
Yeah, they don't think women are like that anymore. They don't think black women are like that anymore. I mean, just even listening to people and seeing some of the things, you know, that's an unfortunate reality that we have allowed the media images to create about black women.
But it's not an image. Once again, Roy,
no. I know that's what I'm saying, but that's a prevailing image.
But how many women have you heard that why they don't have a bunch of women friends?
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
It's what y'all put out there. And I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, and it's not even tearing you down. What it is it's trying to bring awareness to you. When guys do what y'all call us Mitches, and I'm gonna switch to a guy real quick. We're gonna give out the phone number. When the Buster, and this is me, well, play the disclaimer. When Jesse Jackson got caught backstabbing Obama, he was doing the same thing. Cause he'd been, oh no, I would never bring. But he got caught. He got caught with his pants down. It happens. There's no need in trying to downplay it or so it was isolated. It wasn't isolated. He just said what he thought it wouldn't get repeated. Fortunately, it got recorded. And he had to, you know, even his son had to come against him. Dad, just let it go. You hating. And I mean, and he was hating for no reason. But ladies, it happens. It happens with men too. Just to a lesser degree. Because most of the time, a man ain't sitting in the club and when another man walk in, we like, oh, I bet that dude think he sharp.
Right. We don't really care.
Now, what we might say is how he ended up with her. Right, they're trying to figure that shit out. But we don't really care nothing about him or what he got on. That's a youism. And it's okay. But we telling y'all this and just accept it for what it is. And she's telling y'all, accept the message. Accept the message. You do this. We've watched you do it. I was in a meeting. I was telling somebody, I was in a meeting with corporate people. Everybody in the room except for me making 6 figures and up. And they doing the same thing. So it's not a hood rat thing. It's not, it has nothing to do with socioeconomic status. It's a woman thing. It is. I'm gonna go ahead and be brave. You ready to give out the number?
Yeah, we good. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you want to give us a call in, the number is 678-701-3738. That's 678-701-3738.
All right, and who was that was waiting to call?
Clinton. I'm sorry, Clinton.
But yeah, that's where we are. And you know, I was with it on some of the women on my page. And it's like some of y'all I know personally. I know the struggle y'all went through. I worked with a couple of y'all. I know that you know. Oh, I don't know people like that. They not in my circle. Well, you know what? Ain't no known serial killers in my circle, but I know they exist. Stop thinking that your world is just your circle. It's actually more than that. And to fail to acknowledge that, this is blasphemy. You ready?
Hello, I'm calling in for the show.
Welcome to Random Thoughts with DVP. Caller, what's your name?
My name is Joni.
Jolene?
Joni.
Oh, Joni.
Joni, yeah.
Oh, my future fiance, Joni.
Hey, what's up?
What's happening, baby? All right, hold on, cause you know we got to get this started right. Let me get my on air proposal for Joni, because I love Joni.
Oh.
She's a smart,
okay.
intelligent, super beautiful black woman. So Joni, this is our
what?
official
See,
proposal.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna stop.
Oh, okay, hold on. I'm an African, sir. I'm not a black person.
I'm sorry, she's an African queen.
Okay, see, so
Yes.
that's gonna be
you
a
don't
whole.
have to go with the queen, but I'm African.
That's a whole nother set of discussions that we need to have. But see, I'm gonna be mad because I'm gonna stop him before he do any kind of proposing.
I already proposed. It's too late.
No, you ain't said it yet.
I did.
How he get all the proposals? I'm the one trying to get married.
I am not about to sit back and just be called black. That is part of the problem with what this woman is spouting. So I just had to get that out there because I adore my King Darren, and I just wanted him to know I am African. That's how I like to be referred to as.
You doing what now?
She just said she likes how she likes to be referred to as being African.
Okay, and I got that. Well, I mean, we're gonna refer to you as Mrs. DVP soon, so it don't really matter.
Okay.
But go ahead, cause and Jonah was one of the people on my page, and like I say, I love her intelligence, and you know we see we can agree to disagree, and she posted some stuff on her page, and she even said that she was in a mood. So I'm gonna let Joni tell you a little bit about her, and we're gonna move forward. I'm glad you called in. I was just about to send you a message.
Well, I would like to say hello, Kings. How are you today? I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this video specifically. So thank you, first of all, for even having the discussion. My issue, and the first time I saw this video, I was mad. I was angry. I was defensive. And I was ready to figure out where this girl was and go slap her up a little bit. Absolutely. And it wasn't just her. It was the fact that a black man, posted this to his page with the respect, amen, sister. She speaks the truth, and then just jumps behind it. How many of y'all can do what she says at 3:48, which is apologize when you're wrong? I don't have a problem apologizing when I'm wrong. But here's the thing. Even this woman is having a problem with what she's saying. There's several issues with her while she's talking. First of all, she continuously vacillates between we and they. Okay, so that's the first clue that you have that she knows there's a problem with her speech. She can't decide if she wants to be in this group of black women she speaks of in such a general manner, or if she wants to be able to separate herself from black women while speaking about them all as if they are never different from each other. Did anybody notice that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so then she pulls out this example of LeBron getting in an argument with a teammate, realizing he's wrong, calming down and apologizing. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful thing. However, you got two men, sportscasters, talking about the situation, and as they're talking about it, they're acknowledging that this is King LeBron who is doing this. When does that happen for black women? When are black women referred to with respect? It hardly ever happens. Let me just let you know, I am an African woman. People like to think I'm black. I feel like there's a difference. We can get into that some other day, but it doesn't happen as often. LeBron has a storehouse of validation he can draw upon to pull himself out of some crazy emotion and keep him from acting a fool longer than a little while. Never mind the benefit of being a male and not being as susceptible to his emotional reaction and just living in that too long. That's a feminine trait. Our emotionality, our irrationality. We have to learn how to harness it and take care of it. But I went over that video again, and I was very, very struck by a moment around the 4-minute mark. She clears her throat, and she begins to speak. And one of the things she says is that this is about when she's around the LeBron area. She's saying that the ability to stand down and apologize for poor behavior is a character trait. You either have it or you don't. Okay? And then the next sentence, if you listen to her, she says, we do not lack the character to stand down as black women. We do not lack the character. They can't lie to you unless you let them.
Well, but
that woman said that the right way.
She did.
African women do not lack the character to stand down.
Well, and I actually I made a point of that when we were listening to it. I think she may have left, because like you said, she tried to gather herself to make the statement. I think she left out the word trait, and had she put, we do not lack that character trait, I think it would have resonated with more people, and more people would have paid attention to that.
No, I think people just glossed over it, and they think she said we do lack the character to stand down. Or what she meant to say was we do not have the character to stand down. But you're not allowed to tell so many lies all at the same time. I don't think the universe lets you do that. So it changed it up for her. Did you listen to that woman? She said 21 different negative things about black women. She hates herself.
But this is one of the things that I got from it most, and I can point to a lot of instances. And this is one thing that she said that struck me. Even when women do apologize, it's what happens after the comma. When LeBron said "my bad," that was it. He didn't say, and this is and I'm not knocking anybody. He didn't say "my bad," but I meant what I said. I just shouldn't have said it that way. And I think that was part of one of the things she was saying. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say "I'm sorry" and let the period be that. There's no need to explain anything else. And that was part of what I got from her thing, because women, not necessarily just black, but women will say something, they'll apologize and they'll throw the butt in there. And it wasn't even necessary to throw the butt in there. It was just like, you could have just left it at that and everybody would have been cool.
I mean, that's fine, but I mean, as an African woman, I feel like my issue with this video is simply this is a woman coming out strictly combat off the break. Why are black women so argumentative? This is like posed as a question to open discussion when really it's an attack. Who hears that and doesn't automatically start to defend themselves? Like, what you mean, black women? Like, who are you talking about? She hasn't even like distinguished between who she speaks. She just comes out offensively from the get-go.
Now, Joni, I'm gonna ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you don't get offended. But I'm curious though, and you made a point to state that you were an African woman and not a black woman.
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Because a black woman lives in America and does not understand she is an African. That woman in that video is black. She hates herself. I am an African. I love everything about me. And I am not that woman that she speaks of in the video, so I really don't have a strong emotional reaction to the video. I do notice she has 21 negative separate things said. Hate monger, brat, baby mamas, 50% with herpes and no husband. Black men are simply tolerating us. Hood rats, sluts, undesirable group of women. You don't like yourself. We have the lowest self-esteem. We have no purpose. We don't know why we're born. The only reason black children are born today is because their mother get knocked up and do not abort them. Is that why she thinks she is here? Because I know better than that. That's going in one and out the other over here in the African brain. A black brain would take all that right on it. The difference is that these black people, their minds are still colonized.
Okay.
And I hope you don't stop listening to me because I started talking about some other stuff, but that is the basis of a lot of the issues that these people who call themselves black in America are facing. They are still referring to themselves as colors. Who else does that? What Asian person you know calls himself yellow? What Latin person you know refers to himself as a color? Nobody does that but black and white people. And that is for a reason.
Okay.
And I think, but see, and to your point, and I respect that you want to be called an African, but see, I don't want to be an African American. I want to be black because I haven't been to Africa, and I'm looking at people who call themselves African Americans, and a lot of things that they display, I'm not proud of because they don't resemble the kings and queens. They don't know their heritage, and they want to claim something that a lot of them ain't never been outside their own little city limits. And they want to be something that they're not. I'm proud to be a black Atlantan or a black Georgian. That's who I am. I don't even plan to go there. I'm scared of lions and tigers and bears all at the same time. So I ain't going. But I understand that. But and the thing is, though, is how do you... She said some things, and like I posted, when people say things about black men, me and Roy don't get overly defensive. We have to acknowledge that some of the things are true, whether we like the message or not. Some of the things they say are true. Me and Roy
some of the stuff she said was true.
Me and Roy may be anomalies, and we may not like the way some of the messages are delivered. I mean, me and you in a group, and the thing the guy said about women with tattoos, I found that to be highly offensive, and that's why I put my comment. I have tried to have one night stand with women who haven't had tattoos, so I wasn't sure where he was coming from with that. Tattoos I've never seen a tattoo on a woman and thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna have a one night stand with her because she got tattoos. So, but I mean, I posted my thing, then I left because I was just like, I didn't even get where that came from. That was just a crazy.
Well, he was just a foolish individual.
Right.
So.
But and when people reference him, I have to acknowledge that people like him exist, and it affects me as a black man or African man. But I can't sit there and say, oh, we ain't like this. Like when he posted the thick chick. Dude, you like what you like.
I mean, you can know something exists, but the reason that man was doing his thing is because he was getting attention from it. Once I stopped paying attention to him, he ceased existing to me. And it's not like, oh, I stopped looking at, people acting a fool, black people acting a fool in the street, and it's not there anymore. But if you just take the attention away from it, if you turn your attention towards the children on the other side of the block that are building like a structure with their sticks or whatever, guess what? More children are going to start doing the things that people look at them for. These children are out here acting up because don't nobody pay attention to them unless they're in trouble. How many times as a young male in your lifetime did your mother come to school, and what was the reason for her to come up there? Did she come up there? And I'm not saying your mom might have been coming up there. I don't know. I just know a lot of my peers and the people that are also, coming up in America, and they think of themselves as black, they parents don't have time to come up for an assembly, a play, an award ceremony. Only time they make time come to the office is somebody is in trouble.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the reality of life. And the other part of that is where we are now. Where when we were growing up, I don't know how old you are, but during me and Darren's age group, we didn't have 400 TV channels with all kind of craziness on it for us to look at. So socializing, a lot of children may have been socialized by television, but we were socialized in a different manner.
Right.
And today's children, I mean, I read a study somewhere, and they said by the time the average child is 5 years old, that they have seen 40,000 acts of violence on television. That is ridiculous.
It is, absolutely.
So,
why aren't we turning off the televisions in our homes?
Yeah. Well, and that's what it does. It creates that, and you've got to get to a place where we do that kind of stuff. And like with my kids, my kids, they couldn't stand it. My daughter, we went speaking of the week, we had one thing that just happened this week. It was actually kind of funny. We went to register my grandson for school yesterday. So we're at the school. Now, mind you, I've never been around and done anything at the school in Athens, Georgia, where I live at now. But we're in school. I'm on the campus for 10 minutes and ran into somebody I know. And my daughter was just like, okay, see, you know what? You can't go nowhere and we not know somebody. It's like, I used to hate that in high school.
Right.
But they knew, just like we talk about, because they know people will call your daddy and your daddy will be there.
Right.
Not just when you're in trouble, but if you do get in trouble. So there's a difference between that. You've got to be involved. And it's funny, I was telling D, I said, I think I'm going to do me one of those videos about brothers and see what kind of response I get.
Oh, please don't.
Well, why not?
It's just, it's a tactic and a technique of the power structure we are a part of to keep us from coming together. This video has not produced any coming together.
Well,
this video is very hard for black people to take in. It's designed to keep you angry at each other about stuff that is not important, and why we need to start being angry at the system in general. Why does this woman exist? Why is this woman so eager to throw all this negativity out about black women? Then she jumps and says, I don't care about white women. I'm not talking about white women. You the only one talking. Ain't nobody interrupt you and start saying white women did it. You did that in your own head, and now you got to spit it out towards us, and we wasn't even thinking about white women. Now you throw white women into the equation. Why? Because you do care. You are comparing yourself.
Well, I think this is one of the things, that we talk about. I tell people all the time, I never claim to be a relationship specialist. I don't think they actually exist because every relationship is different. Mm-hmm. But I am a communications expert. And that's the biggest problem that we as a culture have, is that we don't look at, well, let me put it, because it's a full process. We don't look at and then talk about solutions on how we combat the negative things in our culture and in our community. And that's the problem, because you've got to have some discussions. You've got to have discussions about the things that are going on. Like, that's why people, we talk about it on this show all the time. When people mention, like, when he mentioned these people who are on these reality shows. I'm like, I've been in radio and TV for 25 years. I do not watch reality TV. Not at all. Because one, it's the most scripted stuff on television. And then two, it is set, I've always had a problem with how they presented black images in the media.
Absolutely.
And this is us saying, you know what? I'm gonna get this dollar. I'm gonna make me a little bit of money off the show, and then I'm gonna get famous so I can make more money, and I don't care what I look like doing it. So, we've got to have those discussions. And I tell people, I don't mind if they keep that on the air. Well, let's have some balance though. Show us the other side of the equation.
But see, I apologize, sir. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We need to.
Listen, you cannot expect them to show us anything that is going to help us. And that is what I'm tired of. And that is why I am not black. I am African. They are not about to tell me I am African American, create further division between me and Africa by throwing America in there, and then say that that's helping. It's not helping. Africans come over here and say, we are not like you. You are not like us. How? Why? Because for some reason, they feel like they want to be separate from us. For what? Because the colonization of the white supremacist power structure. Please don't stop listening to me because I'm talking like this. Because this is at the root of every single issue we have as Africans displaced in America.
We must not be friends on Facebook for you to keep saying that.
Well, I think they don't want to be a part of us because they see how we degrade each other.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Why does it matter what they think?
No, it doesn't. It's what they see.
No. We're talking about the.
Have to make a decision.
We talk.
God or is he not God?
Jody, no.
If he is God, then we just have to bow down and do what he says. If he is not God, we need to stop trying to get his acceptance.
Jody, sweetie, hold up.
His club,
sweetie,
be on his money, be his president.
Darling,
we don't need to be a part of this mess. That's their mess.
No, darling, we're not talking about white people. We're talking about the Africans who come over here.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
I know.
The Africans who come over here, my bad.
Right, and because
they don't what? They don't want us to be part of their stuff.
Right, because understand this. Have you ever traveled abroad?
Hold on, we have another caller coming in.
Yes.
Okay, hold that thought, Joni.
Okay.
All right, this is Random Thoughts with DVP. Welcome to the show, caller. What's your name?
Rob,
I recognize that voice. What's happening, big brother?
what's going on, man? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Come on now. You sing like Prince, so take the Barry White out your voice. Stop playing with me.
I can't help it, man.
You stupid. Rob is one of my little brothers, even though he way bigger than everybody I know. He like 6'9"3/4.
Oh, okay.
What's going on, Rob?
Nothing. I was just I haven't caught the full conversation, but I listened for about 5 or 10 minutes before I called in, and I just had a couple minutes. And just as a my point of view when it comes to just the separation between us or the way we perceive each other, just to go backwards from what I heard when we talk about Africans who are culturally immersed in that country, and then they come here and they say they don't want anything to do with us, this and that. I disagree with it because of the way they see that we are divided amongst each other. Africa, the continent itself, is as messed up as African black people here. And no disrespect to the other caller, whether you call yourself African or black, I don't have a problem. I call myself black. If I want to call myself African, I will. There's really I'm not set on one. Just don't call me a white guy because I'm not. But the thing is that they do things on another level to each other, to their women in that country. And I've been technically around the world a few times, and I have gone to places and I have been parts of things that gave me nightmares for years after I saw it. And things that I just one thing I can say, I was part of the UN at one point. I was part of security forces at the UN, and we went to places outside of the country, Bosnia, mainly a lot of places in Africa. And the United States won't step into Africa. They won't put their hand on it, but they'll put their hand on every other thing. But the way they do send us there is through organizations like the UN. And it kind of like keeps it out of there. And it's like, the last thing that America wants black people to know in this country is the good side of Africa, but Africa does have a bad side, which is what is promoted to us this way. And that is, talking about separation of each other here in this country and the way we talk or the way we perceive each other. It's the game is still being played out the same way through a continental, force as well. The images that they sell of us to them and the images that they sell of them to us, where we always think that Africa is broken poor. Most of us do. Most of us say we will not go to Africa and visit because a lot of us think it's broken poor. But at the same time, even though I'm saying come together, I am saying I don't agree when I do see Africans who act like, they have an elitist attitude, because I'm like, bro, everybody's screwed up. And I've been to countries outside of black countries. I've been to Czechoslovakia. I've been to places like that. And the thing about it is that they fucked up too. It all comes down to image, and that is where I agree with the last caller, because they are as screwed up as us. But when you sell an image that is around the world, or you make that the thing to permeate people's homes through their televisions, radio, whatever, that's what people are going to perceive and roll with. We are no more screwed up than any other race in this country. We really aren't. And if I want to put the camera on Chicago, inner city Chicago, and use that as the litmus test to say that they're the most, that's the reason why black people are messed up, and use them as the test or the foundational source to say this is, black crime, it's bullshit. Because I wonder how many black people committing crimes in Wyoming. I wonder how many black people live in Wyoming. But they got jails in Wyoming. Who do you think fill those jails up?
They so got them.
Not black people. So it's all about how we are portrayed. And that's why I also agree with you two, because I'm tired of them. I'm okay with the reality shows. I really don't watch them, just like was already stated. But leave them there, but throw some balance on there. So yeah, I have a problem with shows like Scandal, because it's not that ain't no black woman having an affair with somebody. It's the fact that you're going to make this show and pump all the marketing that you can into it, but it's really doing nothing for the black woman.
Now I'm gonna jump in.
It really isn't.
Rob, let me jump in on that, because I'm gonna say something. Like I said, I've been in this industry for a long time now. I tell people, here's the difference when I look at something like Scandal. First off, if you've looked at any of Shonda Rhimes' other shows, which include Grey's Anatomy, I think another one was called A Private Practice. All it is it's the same show. They just change out they do two things. They change out who the primary character is, and they change the profession. Right. So I can deal with Scandal. Why? Because Scandal is a scripted series. We know we know that it's imaginary. We understand that this is not real. Now, of course, I still have my issues with the fact that I cause trouble with my friends who are, as they call them, scandalholics, because I'll sit there and be like, oh, she can't have no productive relationship with a black man. The one single guy who wasn't trying to do anything. But you both are right. It's balance, and I think Joni is the other caller's name. Right. And see, this is one of the things about me that I tell people. We're not just talking about having someone else fix our images, because that's all that's doing is perpetuating the problem, because that means we are still giving someone control over who we are. We have to start producing our own images. And
but I have to say that Scandal does have a lot of truth to it. It's based on the woman named Judy Smith, who really was the first crisis management woman. Now, I'm not going to say she had an affair with the president. Don't know that. Probably not. But the point is, you still took her story, and you had a true story that you could have ran with. But you decided to throw a little bit of debauchery up in there, a little bit of deceit, and have her cheating with the president. So I do have a problem with that.
Oh, okay.
And Rob, go watch the video on the page and tell me what you think. Roy, get a number out one more time right quick. Somebody wants to call in.
Okay, well, you know what? Let's do this.
Off, but I'm still listening.
All right. Yeah, actually, dude, we've been on an hour and haven't taken a break yet.
Wow, we've been on that?
Yeah, we've all.
No, it's 6 o'clock. You said an hour and a half.
I said an hour.
Oh, I said an hour and a half.
I said we haven't taken a break yet.
Okay. Joni, give me a second, Rob. We're gonna take off for a minute. We gotta take a quick break, and then we're gonna get we're gonna get a number back when we come back from the break.
Okay.
I know you're waiting.
Cool. Is Joni gonna stay on the line?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put you on hold. So just hold on for us.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. This is Random Thoughts with DVP. We're gonna take our first commercial break. We gotta pay some sponsors in case we ever get some, and we do have some.
Right.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
That's why we playing these.
Yeah. Don't get me Stephen A. Smith. So we'll be back in a hot sec. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24-karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Welcome to a new twist where the personal surroundings coupled with the reputation of professionalism and quality service makes a new twist Gainesville premier multicultural salon. Committed to creating a unique look for each individual, the incredible New Twist design team will thoroughly explore your wants and needs for your hair. Whether you're a full-time mom, a new executive, a student, or just a person on the go, from cut and color to style and set to braids and locks, a New Twist will find the look that fits your lifestyle. So check them out online at anutwist.com. That's anewtwist.com. Also, if you're in the Gainesville area, stop by and see them. 813 West University Avenue, Gainesville, Florida. Give them a call at 352-373-3300. The hours of operation are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. A New Twist Salon, putting a new twist on the same old you.
This program contains content that is intended for mature audiences only. Parental advisory is suggested. No one under the age of 21 should tune in. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, callers, and host are theirs and theirs alone, and do not reflect the views or opinions of the Jericho Broadcast Network, Sky City Media Group, and any of its affiliates and or sponsors.
And we are back. We'll give out the number right quick.
All right, you can call it. Let me go ahead and pull the young lady off hold. But the call-in number is 678-701-3300. 3738. That number again is 678-701-3738. Now, see, and you know what? Here's something, because it's interesting you bring this up, because this kind of boils over into another discussion that I actually ended up having in another group and then on another site that I'm a member of. And it goes back to us supporting each other in the things that we do. And, you know, we always talk about wanting to see the positive images. We want to see different images. We want to create our own stuff. But when we have people who do that, we don't get the support that is really needed to help those things move along and move forward and stay intact. You know, and so that's one of the things. I mean, that's why I said we've got to turn the light on a lot of stuff and really talk about the issues so that we can really fix them.
But sometimes, and you know, I'm a consumer, and I try to support other businesses, and I used to try to support black businesses. But it's kind of like shopping at Greenbrier. A lot of black businesses in general think you support them just because they look like you. They give you shitty service. Well, they don't want to talk to you, and you know. And my thing is, they want to charge you almost twice with somebody else, and the product ain't as good. Neither is the service. I don't mind supporting you. I don't even mind paying a little bit more if you offer something. But to just tell me, oh, we look alike, you know, for this $3 tie, you should pay $27.50.
And that's one of the things. That's why I say we have to get into all of the details, because I tell people you should not continually patronize a business just because they're black.
Right.
But I will say that you should at least give them an opportunity because of that. But I agree with you 100% that you've got to be professional in your business. Don't tell me you want me to stop going to Red Lobster to come to your seafood restaurant and like I said, I'll take paying a little bit more, but if I come there and I got to argue with your employee about, no, this is not what I ordered,
right,
and y'all just don't fix the situation, then that's a problem. We have to hold our businesses accountable about being professional. So I agree with you there, but that's with everything that we do across the board. You do have to understand too that a lot of times with the smaller businesses, they don't have the resources that the larger companies have. So yeah, we may have to pay a little bit.
Little bit,
right.
Not a lot bit.
But you know what? Here, let me tell you a story. I had a friend of mine, and I call him a friend. This is a white guy out of when I was living. He was down in Miami when I was in Orlando, and we did some business together. And so after a few years, you know, us working together, we were sitting down having lunch one day. And he made this comment to me. He said, Roy, you know what? He said, I know what you want to do, and I know how you want to work with your people. He said, and I'm going to tell you what I see as someone who's outside of your race as a problem. He says, me as a Jewish man, he said, I don't have a problem driving 10 miles out of the way and paying anywhere from 10 to 30% more to go do business with one of my people. And yes. He said black people will not do that.
But stop right there. But what'd you say? He as a what?
A Jewish
man. I was just saying tell that, please.
No,
please tell that.
No. Right. But see, and this is the thing, and I tell people, if you ever go overseas, the first thing they never use is race. Everything is divided by what your religion is. Muslim, Catholic, Jewish. They don't do black, white. Like, this is the only country, and we're supposed to be so modern. It's the only country that does black, white, all the other stuff. No other country will ever ask you what color you are.
Oh no, because I got some folks that I work with over in Europe right now, and they seem to be. It's so amazing to me how Europe, and when I say Europe, I mean like England.
Yeah, they walk around naked all the time.
They are in the no. It's amazing for me to see that they are in the same place that we are, but did not have the same road that we had. They didn't have chattel slavery in Europe.
Right.
So for them to be in the same place and to have some of the same or a lot of the same issues that we have is amazing to me. And me and one of the guys were talking, and we were like, how did that happen? You know, but it goes to the I think somebody used the word earlier. I think Jonah used the word earlier. The colonization of the African and the European system, and so they've given those images to us all over over the world, the places that we accept them at. But you know, we've got to start doing that. And the thing that was funny about my friend with his thing, he had a business that he did where he worked with the schools in Miami. Guess what his business was called?
What's that?
Black History Tours, where he took high school students to go visit black historical places and colleges up and down the East Coast and in the South. And he made the point that he has walked into every quote-unquote black school or school that is in the black areas in Miami, and he knows that there are 2 or 3 black companies that do the same thing that he does, and he's gotten a contract over all of them. He said, now, I'm going to tell you something. Let one of them call up and try to get into North Miami Beach. He's like, I will get a phone call with all of their information before they even walk out the door, before those Jewish people in North Miami Beach would allow somebody of another group to come in and offer a service that they know somebody in their own ethnic group offers.
Right. And again, it boils down to so much more than just color, because on one of my things, one of the best posters I've ever seen is color is about awareness. I mean, blackness is about awareness, not just color. Because, I mean, even to the point where, and this is drifting, but even to the point where we feel so comfortable calling each other nigger. And like that's an accomplishment. I'm just, I mean, a guy last night while I was at work, dressed like me, he had a tie on and slacks, and he was like, yo, man, you one of my favorite niggas. And I cringed. Dude, I'm not your nigga. We not. Right. I didn't mean it like, yeah, I don't care how you meant it. That's just not who I am. But we do this, and you don't ever see Africans do that, ever. And that's part of the reason they don't want to be associated with us. I mean, they'll call each other spoon feeders or nappy head, but they don't call each other niggas. We are the only people that, and that's the craziest thing going. I'm proud to be black. I'm proud to be from the dirty South. My ancestors that I know of came from Griffin. And I'm going to stick with that. I ain't had no Kunta Kinte or Toby flashbacks. I ain't saying they didn't. But I'm a believer in the true theory that we were here before white people, so I ain't claiming Africa. I'm claiming America is where I'm from. And that's why I hate the little census studies that try to make us all be, because no, you can't tell me all of us came from Africa. Some of us were here when the Indians were here. So I'm claiming my American heritage, and I'm claiming
they getting ready for a wedding. That's back there.
I was like, man, what is that?
Hear all that stuff through.
And I'm claiming that in totality. But I understand what you're saying, Joni. But once again, my thing is, whether it's this lady or whether it's some of the other videos I seen, if it's trying to get us to be aware of a situation that we in, don't look at the negative of it. Let's look at what she's saying and see how true it is, and let's fix that. We may never like the messenger.
Right.
Because sometimes the message I give on here is perceived in the wrong way. But I'm not trying to get that. I mean, I really don't care how you understand what I'm saying. I'm telling you to correct this behavior. When I say that guys do what women let them get away with, women say, oh, you bastard. No. If you stop letting this guy dress this way and giving him some, I guarantee he will change his dress. I'm not bashing women. I'm just telling you a fact. You may want me to say it a different way. I don't have that kind of time. Roy give me 2 hours. Sometimes he give me 2 hours and 8 minutes. So I got to get the most for my money. So when I'm saying it, I'm just saying it as simply as I can. And I hate you don't like the way it's been said. When people used to tell me how mean I was, my favorite phrase was F you. And then one day somebody really important to me told me, he was like, why do you have to be so mean? And I was like, why? I said, what do you mean? He said, do you realize that most of your conversations start and end with the F word? And I was like, F no. And I had to take a look at what he was saying, because he was saying the same thing everybody else had said. It was just because of who he was. I listened differently. And I did become I ain't going to say nicer person. I became a less abrasive person. The message was the same. And sometimes it's not that we bringing each other down. It's we trying to cause awareness, and we just don't do it the right way. And that's why in the beginning, Joni, I said, and I asked Roy, ask the men how many times we've heard women do this. How many women have said they don't like having women as friends because of this. So there's a lot of truth to it. Get around what team she's playing for. A lot of what she said had a lot of validity to it. The message could have been a whole lot better. She could have toned it down a tad bit. She could have started with we, they, or them. But that's not the point. Forget who she is. What she was saying
is what she's saying legitimate.
Right. Even and Joni, you said you were gonna tell the story about your mother and your sister.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. A lot of it is just that.
I am not denying that this angry black woman exists. Absolutely. Right. I see her every day. She is my mother. She is angry. She is hateful. She is criticizing, condescending, never satisfied. I did an experiment in high school where I actually did every single chore she asked me that I knew she was going to expect me to have accomplished before she came home, and some other stuff on top of it. Do you know that woman came in the house, looked around for something to complain about, looked at me with this look of anger on her face, and went to her room. She didn't say nothing to me that night at all because she didn't have nothing to complain about. That is my mother. She will call me the ugliest names. She will just disrespect me. I will talk to her. I will look at her face, see the recognition on her face that she knows she is wrong. And what will she say? Fuck you. She will not apologize. But my mother is in pain. I can see that. She was not allowed to call her mother mom because her mother divorced and wanted to get a new husband, so she acted like those were her nieces.
Wow.
Okay? She has been lied to by several. I have a brother and a sister, and we all have different fathers. Each one of them men lied to her and made her believe that they loved her and she was special to them, and then they left her high and dry. She has a lot of pain that is not being addressed at all. She is being asked to man up, get over it, let it go, and no one is even acknowledging that it ever happened in the first place. Women can't take that kind of treatment. We are emotional, irrational creatures. I do not feel any shame admitting that I am an emotional, irrational creature. There are times when your emotions are more important than the rational decision.
Okay, stop right there for a minute. Joni, stop right there for a minute. Now, you just said when the women are random and emotional. Now, what we gonna get
I didn't say random.
I mean, I'm sorry, emotional and
irrational.
Now, what we gonna get is some women saying that ain't me because you said women, you didn't say some, you didn't say most, so you just categorize, which is the same thing that lady did in her video.
Absolutely. Let me clarify.
Right. No, I'm just saying, I'm cool with what you said.
Feminine energy is always emotional, and it is extremely irrational when it is full of emotion. It's feminine energy. There's a lot of masculine men out here. They're not in touch with their femininity, so those people aren't. They're truly going to call up and say, that's not me, and they're going to be telling the truth. I'm talking about feminine energy, masculine energy.
Well, I don't have no feminine side. That's exactly why I need a woman. So, I mean,
exactly.
You know, hey, look, dude, I have to clarify that with people.
A woman to man up to stuff. She is not a man. And then y'all turn around, y'all black men turn around.
See, there you go now.
She said, y'all.
I'm not deflecting now. I'm simply drawing a parallel to illustrate my point. You turn around and you ask for this soft woman, why is she arguing with me all the time? Why is she always trying to fight with me? Why are you telling me to man up? Why are you leaving me over here to take care of your kids by myself?
See,
why are you expecting me to just be happy about it and never complain and never argue with anyone and never get upset and never get emotional and overwhelmed and stressed out? Feminine energy is not designed to just have a bunch of shit piled on it and never blow up about it. That's not how feminine energy works. Masculine energy takes on challenge after challenge and doesn't. That's called stoicism. That is a typically masculine trait. That feminine beings are being asked to become proficient in, and we are doing it. We are rising to the challenge, and we're still not getting any credit for it.
Well, see, now hold on. Now, see, I'm gonna jump in now because I think that is one of the issues that I actually the first time I heard the piece that the young lady did, that was one of the things that I pulled from it that I actually disagreed with because someone made that point. I think there are a lot of women. Women are getting the credit, especially black women. Let me change that. Black women are getting the credit for the things that they're doing. You can't help it because we are now at a point where the generation that is after our generation. So we're talking about those people born in the 80s, the late 80s to 90s coming up now, are in a generation where the majority, we're talking 75% of black households are led by women. So that means that most of the people who are in their 20s and maybe early 30s right now were raised by single mothers in our community. That's a reality. That's something that we can't get away from. So we know that women are doing it and women are capable of doing it. With that being said, though, the issue that you run into is that we still have this narrative that the negativity of the angry black woman is being portrayed. And I had a conversation with somebody else about the fact that one of the other problems that happened is that the white feminist movement enlisted all of these black women that didn't have nothing to do with them because they still hadn't gotten civil rights yet. Mm-hmm. And a lot of black women jumped into this whole feminist movement. And this was something from a doctor. The movie's called Hidden Colors. I hadn't seen the whole thing, but the clip that I saw,
it's coming out.
Well, it's already out. There's number 3 coming out now.
Oh, yeah. Because, Johnny, didn't you post that? Let's go see that Hidden Colors 3?
Yeah, I did. I'm about to go watch it. Absolutely.
There was one, the lady did it, and I think it was the first one that she was in, this woman who's a doctor. And she talked about how black women, and she's in her 60s, so she was there during this time, and how they came to the black women organizations and how they pulled all these black women in, and they got them believing this idea about how they're being oppressed in a whole nother way. But it was really the white women who were being oppressed and the ones who reaped the benefits of feminism, where for black women, all it's done was further separate black women from black men.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the issues. Yeah, and that's one of the issues that we got to get into. I got a question. Are we going to keep going on this, or are we going to jump into the other topic? Because we
well, I was waiting on
somebody did say they wanted to call in,
I had
right?
a couple people say they don't call, so give the number one more time.
All right, well, before we do that, 678-701-3738. That's 678-701-3738.
Shaq, Toy, y'all texted me, but hey, he just gave out the number, so we waiting on y'all because I got 45 minutes of talking, and I don't even know if we can do it in 45 minutes.
Well, we know the whole discussion will not be ended at that point.
We might have to blow it over. So I'm gonna give y'all like 3 more minutes to call in. Johnny, me and you.
Well, let me say my last word.
Okay, yeah, because me and you need to talk offline.
I believe that some of the that this woman here. I didn't get to my story about my mom, but I'll do that some other day. This woman is an example of an angry black woman, and in my African mind, I am no longer colonized by that white supremacy. That does not live in my head anymore. This woman needs to be treated with compassion by the other women of her community. Okay, because under anger is a base emotion. It is very easy to access. Women are stressed out. We are not going through and looking at everything we're feeling and really trying to identify what's going on. So we just come out angry. But up under anger is always fear and pain. Okay, so when you have a black woman screaming and yelling at you, listen to her with your heart and not your ears, because she is trying to say something, but she's scared you don't care what she's talking about, and she's scared that you don't give a fuck about her feelings. And that's all I'm going to say.
All right, there. Oh.
I appreciate you calling in, and like I said, me and you will talk more, because I got a project for you, so we're going to talk more. Thank you for calling in.
Gentlemen, have a lovely evening.
You too.
And I'm still listening.
Jonah, before you leave, you got any beauty tips you want to give out?
What's that?
You got any beauty tips you want to give out before I let you go?
Any beauty tips? Smile more often and forgive.
And that was the best tip. Women, black women especially, smile more often. They'll be surprised at how much more beautiful they look. All right, I appreciate that. I thank you, and like I said, we'll talk offline.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So, all right. So, do you want me to go ahead and read my post that you're saying is is what spawned this
phone call?
No, that was her hanging up.
Oh, yeah. Read yours, because yours is one I wanted to get into.
All right, let me see here. Hold on, let me pull it up. I was at one of my moves last night, so I was doing a whole lot of stuff. I had my not so random thoughts. So, all right. So here we go. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm assuming she's listening and wasn't able to turn in.
Who's this?
Oh. Well, there's the path lady. She made a comment. I'm gonna have to read it because it's a little long, so I have to read it. I have to read it a little bit more time.
Is it to you or is it on the page?
No, this is to me. This is something she wrote to me. So, all right.
I quit you, Pathaline. I quit you too, Yolanda. Y'all don't quit mistreat me.
So this is my not so random thought. One of my not so random thoughts from my mind last night.
It was hilarious.
It says, "How do you change a content hoe into a happy wife/husband? You don't. They have to want to change themselves. So stop trying. They are just, if you're in that situation, they're just using you. They're just lying to you because you have something that they want. When they are truly ready to change, their habits and their actions will channel or will change first."
And I'm gonna disagree with you, just because that's what we do. And you said they're just lying to you. I don't think they're lying. I think the person who is trying to get them to change is lying, because the typical thing is, I can change this person when they show you who they are
because of that.
And you know, I'm gonna do this and they're gonna make them change. That's bogus. I'm telling you, as a black man, I have met and dated plenty of women. There are only a few who I ever felt the need to change for, and if they asked me, then they definitely became one I didn't want to change for. When a man is ready to make that move, and it's just like when I tell women about the monogamy commitment conversation. A man has made the move before the conversation, because if we're dating and you tell me what I gotta do, then you should already know I don't want to be with you. Because if I know what it takes to keep you, I'm gonna do it before you ask me, and vice versa. So when you get this hoe as a what's the word? As a date? What's the upgrade from date? As a boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah,
you know who they are. You know what they are. If you don't see a change in them, why keep trying to upgrade them? And that's one of the differences, I guess, in the way me and you date. You looking for a wife up front. I'm looking for nothing up front, and I let their actions dictate where they can go with me. Because the theory is, I tell women all the time, don't tell a guy what you're looking for, because the only thing you're doing is telling what part to play in your role, in your life. Just be content, go out with him and see who he is. Don't tell him what you want. Let him show you that he's content.
And that's exactly where we disagree at, because I mean, and I am, because, and I was so funny, I was just telling a friend of mine, we were talking about a day, we were chatting, and I was saying, you know, I was married to one person for 90% of my adult life.
112 years.
So 90% of my adult life, I had been in this one relationship. And so what has now happened for me, though, is the process of dating has become such a chore. Because there's one thing, and this is one of the things that's different. One of the things that I've noticed, and I've had, you know, women, and it could be just the ones I'm attracted to that I'm running into. So if that's the case, I'm trying to switch up and make some different changes before y'all jump down my throat.
Come to the dark side, come to the dark side.
But one of the problems, one of the things that I have run into, and not all of the women, but one of the things that I have run into is a lot of women who are content dating. So they gonna string it along. They gonna, and like we talk about, I'm a gentleman. I'm gonna take you out. We gonna do stuff. You know, I'm paying for the date. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So they cool to know. It's like, oh well, you know, yeah, I keep Roy around. I ain't trying to, you know, get in no relationship with nobody. But yeah, I'm gonna keep him around because I know he wants a relationship. Now, of course, that don't last but for so long, because I got levels that once we get to certain things, we got to start looking at. But I'm on the other hand, because I have so much other stuff that I'm trying to focus on.
Right.
I do want to know what you want up front, and I want to know what they're looking for, because I'm not that dude who gonna play the role.
But they don't know, Roy.
But no,
they don't know what they want.
Well, see, and then that's another issue, because that's probably an issue for me. I can't deal with nobody right now who doesn't know what they want. But you know, that was one of the other ones I did last night too.
Yeah, but let me explain this to you from my standpoint. When you try to ask them, and women are no different than men, without proper motivation, they're lost. So a woman doesn't always know what she wants because she's looking for something. Sometimes she doesn't have a clue what she's looking for. You don't know you don't know what's good until you've experienced everything. When you growing up, you like McDonald's because that's what burger you got to eat. You don't know about Burger King. When you go to Burger King and see they do it a different way, McDonald's is not your favorite anymore. Some of these women think that they want something until they see something different. And they need to be motivated by you.
Agree with. Right.
Because they don't know, and they may think that they want this. For instance, the difference between me and you, and don't be texting me and inboxing me, y'all, because I'm tired of y'all harassing me. The Jedi Sith story. I probably have more women who are trying to change me into you, but will do crazy things, than women who are willing. Because on one hand, you're one extreme, on the other hand, I'm the other extreme.
Right.
Because we typically Butch and Sundance. One is the bad guy, one is a nice guy. And anybody who texts me something about that, I will defriend you, I will block you, I will call you out on Facebook first. So, and that's the thing. Because you present one image, and part of, and you know, and that's why I tell people, man, you could talk about almost anything. Because we've been knowing each other
about 3 years.
I mean, really knowing each other, though, not even that long. I mean, we've known of each other for a minute.
Right.
And, you know, in my world, we're becoming close to real friends. You could call me in the middle of the night, just not twice. Well, I'm not in the daytime. But you are the typical good guy. And what I would say to you is that you probably run some women off that good guy image because, and this is from my experience, women, when they run across a good guy, they're not sure what to do because they want to do some dirty stuff, but they're scared they're going to run you away, so they caught in betwixt and they caught in the twilight zone. With me, they already think I'm the devil's first son, so they don't care what they do with me. And it's like, oh, I like him, I'm going to make him change.
Well, you know what, and you're exactly right, and that's the thing that kills me, because I've had these situations, because we talk about it, you know, I tell people all the time, I'm like, yes, I am a nice guy, yes, I am a gentleman.
I'm a nice guy and a gentleman too, don't get
exactly, and that's what I was about to say. I said, but the difference is, and I said, and then I'm a freak on top of that. I'm like, it ain't nothing about the fact that ain't nothing gonna tell me I don't like having sex. What you talking about? My thing is, because like, here's one of the biggest differences with me and D.
I ain't a freak. That's the biggest difference.
Well, yeah, supposedly about some stuff that I heard about the story, about the trip, I would have been like, wow, that wouldn't have been me on that trip. I would have had a completely different situation. When you said the one trip that you had to take up there and you showed up at the party and
yeah.
You know, I would have had a completely, and it's funny that you use that as an example, because I've used that because actually I would. I have a lot more. You know, and this is when people here, y'all know the whole Star Wars thing. I do it all the time. The Jedi and the Sith are really the same thing. They really are. It's just what their end result is, and that's the funny part about me and D. Our end result is the same. We actually are just taking different paths of getting there. Like, the main thing for me is when I've gotten to the point where I see somebody and I say, okay, you know what? This is somebody that I'm really, really interested in, and I want to consider marriage or long-term with this person. I don't date anybody else. Because I don't believe that you can give someone a fair opportunity to be who they are if you're constantly comparing them to the 3 other people that you're dating. So when we get to that point, and see, I get there early. So that's one reason I only date one person at a time. Because that's what I'm looking for.
Who does that?
See, exactly. He was like, no, because I heard him say it before. Like, no, because if she made me mad, I'm going over here. But see, that's the exact opposite for me. If she makes me mad, that's what I need to see now. I want to see how long it's going to take for us to come back together after getting angry with each other. If I have somewhere else to go, believe me, she might not hear from me for a week and a half. And at that point, it's done. Because I got a 72-hour rule. That if we get angry and then you know, I'm going to reach out and say something. If I don't hear from you in 72 hours, you already telling me you don't want to be bothered with me no more. Unless we've already had a discussion and you done told me, you know what, I got a bad temper and sometimes it take me a week to calm down.
72 hours?
What? You better know it. Good Lord. But see, I got scientific reasons. I got scientific reasons behind that, and that's exactly why I do it. So,
but don't get it twisted, ladies. You don't have to call me every 3 days. I'm cool. I don't want to.
Oh no, bro. No, believe me. That's if we're upset with each other.
Whether we mad or happy. No, you can.
See, talk about a whole nother difference. I need regular communication. That's what I do for a living. I'm a communicator by nature.
Text is fine.
Well, no, but that's communicating. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Any type of communication, because that's one thing that I don't like. If I'm texting you. And that's another. If I send out 3-4 texts and don't hear back from you in a 48 hour period, I ain't sending no more. The next time you hear from me is when you gonna call me, because to me that just shows effort and energy. If we're supposed to be trying to get, you know, we're in this committed thing, we're trying to get together, and they usually will tell you who's really into you, because you know they'll be like, hey, how you doing? Y'all do everything else on the toilet. Don't tell me you ain't had 30 seconds to sit there and shoot a text to say, hey, how you been? How your day? You know, we go 2 and 3 days and I don't hear from you in any fashion. You already telling me that I'm really not that important to you, or you're not really that interested in me. That's just me. That's my thought process.
And with me, it's really almost opposite. I don't have to. I mean, a text I'm cool with a text every 48 to 72 hours. I really am, and I don't think twice about it.
Well, you got 30 of them, so you know you ain't really.
I don't.
And look, you the one with all the pictures on
right,
Facebook.
Of people at the club. It ain't like they, you know what I'm saying? How many right now? How many women in here with us? Not a one. So
how many texts you getting?
Which are, and you know what? You know, and I so want to talk about that text I got. I so want to talk about that.
I wasn't gonna bring that one up.
You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about this text I got. Don't do it. Until I talk to her, I'm gonna let it ride. I think.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, the thing is, like I said, people have to stop trying to make somebody something else.
But a lot of times people don't know what they want because the world is full of chameleons, and sometimes even a representative doesn't know. I mean, it's like everybody has an impression of me. And, you know, we laugh and joke about it, but I've been married twice, so it's not like I'm opposed to relationships.
Right.
I'm just opposed to bad relationships now. And and my thing is between me and Roy is I'm not gonna waste my time. See, and when I meet that hoe, she can treat her like one. We don't have to have a serious relationship. Roy don't want to waste time with her, but I understand. And to me, it's part of the big picture. Everybody comes in your life for a reason. Sometimes that hoe may be there just to teach you something that you need to know for your next relationship. Roy reminded me of a woman I dated once, and she said, I want you to be my last first kiss. And I tried to say, hey, I'm not that guy for you, because I already knew right then she didn't strike me like that.
Right.
I'm not going to be your, unless you finna jump off a boat or something, because I'm not going to marry you. I'm saying, so I ain't trying to waste your time like that. Let me just, let me introduce you to some friends who have that same mentality. So, but to me, everybody comes in your life for a reason, and I've told people sometimes you say you're not sure about this guy, whatever. Well, what is it gonna kill you to go to lunch with him? What is it gonna kill you to go to dinner with him? I mean, whether you're at home watching TV or you spend an hour and a half with him, it's the same time spent. But you never know what this person can bring to your life. I mean, even with you, Roy, and this is a no homo moment. You wanted me to do this show, and I ran for you in this show forever and ever. I even ran from being around you. I was like, okay, let me get right here now, because I want to say nothing to me about this damn show, because I ain't gonna do it. So I tried to, let me see. Is Roy down there? Is that brother down there? All right, I'll be down there in 15 minutes then. So, but you made a big change in my life, because this is something I would have never done. Because I am antisocial. And having this mic in my hand, I mean, people who know me, like, this is the funniest thing to them that I'm doing this. Because they can't imagine me talking. I know people who've known me 20 years and probably ain't never got 45 minutes of conversation out of me ever. And to get it at me in one sitting, and it's not when I was a teacher, that's different. But from me talking to just sitting here, they be like, man, hell no. Nah. Like, who on now? I mean, I got friends now who still don't believe I'm doing the show. They listen, just like, dude, that's you. I was like, yeah, it ain't even a tape. And they just shoot me little crazy texts. Because it wasn't who I was. Right. But I took that, it's okay. He keep bothering me. I'm going to get him. Ain't nobody going to listen. I'm going about my business. We can go our separate ways. And, I ain't complaining about you knuckleheads that listen, but y'all made my life a little bit harder because Roy made me stay on. And this has been a learning experience. It's the same thing with some people. So when you meet this hoe, or this, whatever, this layaway chick or guy, understand who they are. Let them change on their own, because when they want to change, you'll be much more successful. But trying to make them change, you're just going to have hardship in the end. Yes, sir.
And you're absolutely right, and I completely agree with you. And even with that, like, I have this philosophy. I tell people all the time. I say, listen, if we are just honest with people from the rip, you would be so surprised at what some people might do. So, like, if we're having a conversation and we're going through the process and, say I get to the point where I'm just like, you know what, she cool, but I don't see the long-term situation with her. I don't see, this is not going to go marriage. But like you talk about, knowing the fact that that's what I want, because like I said, I'm very upfront with women when we start talking about that kind of stuff. When we first start dating, I let them know. But what I say, what I had, because I had this one situation where I saw this one young lady, and I know that we wouldn't have a long-term relationship just because we had a couple of character conflicts, characteristic conflict, personality conflicts that would have really created some issues long term. But we were real cool had we been in a romantic relationship. But she was super sexy, and I found her very, very attractive. And I told her, I said, baby girl, I said, listen, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think you sexy as all get out, but I just don't see anything long term going on with us.
You know what she done? You know what she says to me? She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you say that because I really didn't want to stop seeing you." And basically, she was like, "I wanted to give you some." I'm like, "But look here, I'm a dude who's really good at compartmentalizing." So, that means I'm a hoe too. Hey, translation, y'all. But no, I told her.
Just came over to, he's a Sith now.
No, but I told her. I said, and she was, because I had been picking up on stuff with her anyway, where I kind of knew she didn't want the long-term relationship, but I could, you can tell when somebody's feeling
hilarious.
And so I'm sitting here, and I told her, I said, "Baby girl," I said, "we've been talking about being honest and truthful the entire time. Why didn't you just tell me from the rip?"
You want to do my phones?
Right. Did you just like, Roy, I don't think that I'm going to want to date you, but we can do some stuff. I said, why didn't you just, and that's exactly what she said. I said, but I told you to be honest with me. I said, we have had conversations about sex. And she just like, and it was so funny because let me tell you what changed her. She said it changed her because she's from the Atlanta area somewhere. She tells me, she said, well, the reason that I didn't say anything is she was like, you were saying that you don't like to go to strip clubs. And so I thought you was just like a really, really straight-laced guy who didn't want to do. I say, because I don't want to go to strip clubs? I say, wait a minute. Let me explain to you why I don't go to strip clubs. I say, because I'm not going to hand my money over to some woman for the next 2.5 hours and go home with a stiff with nothing to help me get rid of it. That's why I'm not going to no strip club. It ain't happening. So she looks at me and she's like, "Oh my God!" She was like, "I'm like, you just have to be honest with people." And I said, "Now, with this being said, if we move forward with this friends with benefits situation, you have to understand I am still looking for a relationship, and when I find that relationship, we're gonna have to cut whatever off." She was like, "Cool, I'm good with that, whatever." And we ended up just being really good friends.
Y'all better not never say nothing else about me and Roy no more. Y'all better. Roy just told y'all he ain't shit either.
Hey, I did not say that.
Y'all heard it.
No, don't be changing my words around.
Y'all talking about I'm corrupting Roy. Roy just
don't be changing my words around. I ain't say nothing.
Roy didn't take a walk on the dark side. He parked the car and spent the night there. That was not a walk. That brother,
dude, it's just about being just like you talk about layaway and knowing what people are in your life. I know the difference is my expectation is I expect people to be honest with me about what they want to be in
their life. You don't know how many inboxes I get about me corrupting you about, you know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to take all this shit back. All of it. Y'all have heard for yourself. I keep trying to tell y'all, Roy, we're sneaky. No.
I am not sneaky, because I'm completely honest and upfront. Okay. That's just the reality of it. I am not sneaky at all.
Okay. Y'all heard the man say he lived on the dark side. And y'all talk about me. Y'all talk.
How you gonna say that, bro?
Man, it was hilarious. I'm gonna have to record this moment and just I'm gonna have to save it. My hard drive. I don't even know what we was talking about no more. Damn.
We talking about trying to.
No, you talking about. I'm
trying to change these, and you know what? It's funny because I want to make sure people understand when I use the comment when I made the thing. I said a content hoe because there are, and it's I think it's unfortunate, but the reality is there are a lot of people out here who are content just being by themselves. Well, not being in a committed relationship. Who don't mind sleeping around and doing different stuff like that. There are a lot of people who are out here who are like that. And that's what I'm saying. You cannot change those people to want to be a married person. Because that is not their thing. Even if they get married, it's still going to be a situation. They may be able to be monogamous for a year or even 2 years. But trust me, if that is who that person is and they were, and they come to you and they say, I changed because you asked me to, then it ain't changed. The old saying I heard one time is say, anyone convinced against their will remains unconvinced. So they just doing it because you got something that they want, and that's what they're dealing with.
I still think that it's about influence. You can if with the proper influence, everybody's willing to change. You just
right. You got they have to want it. It's got to be something that they see that they say, okay, you know what? I've got to be different for this.
Right.
And now I'm gonna make the decision to not want to hold around no more.
Right.
So and that's all I'm saying. But if you telling them it's like, look, we get married and you got to stop holding around. Wait a minute. You do realize I was married before, and when I met you, I was holding around with you. You know, people forget that kind of stuff.
Whew, man, I'm at a loss. Rudder set me back. What's the number to the show?
It's 678-701-3738. 678-701-3738.
And here we are. Like I said, I saw that and I just wanted to touch on that because it is a misconception that you can make somebody change, and you can't make them. They change because they want to. But both of my marriages, I changed because I wanted to. I thought I was doing the right thing, but of course I was hoodwinked, bamboozled, and led astray. But that's a whole different show that I ain't going there. But when you're doing it, and I think sometimes we get so caught up in the challenges that we just is that a comment you want to read?
No. There's a funny picture somebody posted on Facebook. It's a picture of a gymnast whose leotard broke in the middle of competition.
Wow.
While she was doing one of them big old.
See, that don't come to my page. I'm telling y'all, Roy is different. Y'all better start following for this.
Really? Okay.
I'm just saying.
That was on one of the sports groups that I was a member of.
Yeah, okay. I'm act like I believe you. I don't, but I'm act like I do.
You're funny.
Man, have y'all been entertained? I mean, and you know what? I'm gonna just get this out right quick because I ain't heard from. Hold on, regulars. I ain't heard from Pamela. You said she sent you. You said she sent you something.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't heard from Yolanda. DIVORC will be final pretty soon. Ray. Nat.
Yeah, we heard from Ray. Oh, well, you know what? Ray is. I mean, Nat is getting ready for the game. She probably getting ready for the game because I'm mad because I'm gonna miss part of it. Dolphins playing the Falcons tonight. Yeah.
Anyway, the Pigeons, whatever.
Well, the Dolphins are my team, so I gotta find that sports channel so I can listen to it on the way home.
So yeah, okay. I guess we'll let them slide. Wow. So anyway, what's wrong?
But I was going to give a number again. I know you said somebody said they wanted to call in, but it's 678.
Now, I'm gonna go on to call your name. Since you're doing the good deed. Shaq is in the car. He was going to pick up his wife. He was going to call in.
Okay.
I ain't sure about the other ones yet. Let me see.
All right. Well, the number either way is 678-701-3738.
Alicia says she can't listen because she can't download the app on her phone. I don't know how she's gonna tell me this at 6:30, but anyway, that's where we are. Whew. So yeah, but why even try to change them? And like I said, I think sometimes we get so caught up in the challenge that we want something so bad, and I think a lot of times we want something that we know we can't have, that we actually end up changing ourselves more than we change the other person because we give up too much.
Yep.
Trying to show them why they should change. I did this for you, and once you start making that statement, you're already in the wrong. You should do it for yourself.
First off, and then the other part is, because the first question I'm going to say, when did I ask you to do that?
Right.
You know, my question to you always saying, just tell me who you are and be that person.
I mean, a lot of times we change when we have kids because we don't want a lot of things we do to rub off on them. I mean, I had to explain to one of my friends, quit cursing around your kids because when they start doing it, you're going to want to get mad at them, but kids repeat everything that they hear. And as foul a mouth as I got, I never cursed around my kids till they were at an age where they could understand. I'm daddy. I'm going to do a lot of stuff you ain't going to do.
Right.
Namely, pay bills, which means I get to break some rules. When you pay a bill, we're going to vote on whether or not you can break a rule. There are 15 votes in the house. I get 10. So, no matter what happens, you're going to lose your vote. But you got to understand that's how the system works. You have to impress upon people the reasons why they should or should not change through your own actions and let them see what they may miss. I mean, I've changed for certain people because I wanted to be around them. I stopped doing certain things that to me weren't a hardship and it wasn't going to change who I was. But when you ask people to change, and I dated this girl once, and she was really hot, and I tried to change for her, and I found myself not knowing who I was because I was always confused on what I was supposed to do next. So I kind of needed her to tell me. And I was like, you know what, this is a lot of work because I'm confused when you ain't around now as to who I am, because to me consistency is the key. Which is why, if you know me, I don't give flowers in the first 2-3 days because this ain't nothing I can do on a regular basis. Don't get me wrong, I got romantic tendencies. But on the first date, I'm not going over the top for you because I don't know if you a keeper or not. You may be a layaway girl, and if you just here for 9 days, I'm not finna be going out my pocket spending money on you.
Well, see, and the funny again, some of the little things we do different. That's one of the things I do. Now, I won't go out and I'm not going out and buying you no dozen roses or anything. But I am buying flowers because I want to see what your reaction is going to be. Because I like doing stuff like that. I'm definitely a romantic. I do all this stuff. I'm a writer by nature, so I write poetry. I do all this kind of stuff. So I need to see how you're going to react to those things. But like you said, it's about consistency. Because if I realize and really feel like I'm into you, guess what? You got to be able to deal with that on a regular basis.
Okay. And that works for him. Once again, for me, it doesn't work that well. But hey, teach his own. Let's see, what are we looking at? It's 6:42. All right. Even though I wasn't supposed to, can I read y'all something? I got a nasty text on my phone. Now, if you know me, I text a lot of y'all reminders about when the show is. Some of y'all asked me to do it. Some of y'all on Facebook. Some of y'all not. So I sent out my little, people that say remind me. So I get a text from a number I didn't text, and it's like, you already played the disclaimer, right?
Yeah, we good. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just gonna read it to you because it's too much to try to keep paraphrasing. So I'm sitting here with Roy doing my thing, and I get a text that said, "Fuck your show, nigga. Don't contact my woman no more." And if you know me, all the text says is the show is on, and it includes a link. That's all I send out. No more, no less. Just in case you haven't heard of me, I'm Michael. I don't ever want to see you contact her again. Now this number ain't in my phone, so of course I asked him, who is your woman? And he tells me I won't say her name. And of course, like most retards, he only gives me a common name. You know, like Stephanie, Tracy, Kim, something like that, where, I know like 18,000 of them. So, I asked him, is him calling me names supposed to make me act some kind of way or something? Because clearly that's not the way to affect me. It's not going to happen like that. And phone ringing, so I can't answer you. Hold tight, I'm trying to get back to the text messages. So anyway, where was I? Ross on, he saw. Anyway, so he was like, I asked him, is calling me names and being disrespectful supposed to make me honor his request? Because that's funny. Laugh out loud, brother. You don't have to honor a thing. That would be a problem that you would have to deal with. And I'm just trying to figure this out. So, I like playing games. Cool, because disrespect breeds disrespect. But do you and keep your hate for another black man going. Remember, Whitey loves you. I'll remember. Now you remember something. This is him. If you don't want to meet me, don't contact her no more. If you do, Whitey will be your best friend as you beg for survival. Now y'all know who I am. Y'all know this is just a friendly banter, but I'm enjoying this because what's better than a good fight, other than a great fight? And once again, I tell him I ain't hard to find. I wasn't even after a woman. Watch me beg and see how that works. And I ask him, where would you like to meet, sir? And then he finally hits me with the ain't nothing more disrespectful than a man fooling around with another man's fiance. So I'm gonna stop right there. If she's your fiance, and I'm real clear on this, I haven't made pledges or allegiances to anybody. So if she's your fiance, shouldn't you be talking to her, not me? Because I don't have any dog in that fight. But anyway, he tells me to drop the lame knowledge on the fool. And he tells me, you tell me, tough guy. And I haven't seen this woman in quite a while. We've communicated through Facebook and texting. I was like, where do you get off doing that kind of stuff? I mean, and I'm sure she's not the only lady that has a friend like that in her life, because I've run across this before where guys feel the need to send me random texts about their women. And the crazy thing is I don't send out disrespectful texts. There are very few women who could ever say I've sent them anything that if they read it, they couldn't read it in front of mixed company, or if their daughter or child picked up the phone, there's something that they would be ashamed to see. Because I'm not that kind of guy. But I just thought this was hilarious that Buddy just felt the need to start calling me out my name, tell me I stopped seeing his woman. And see, back in the day when I was that guy, that would only provoke me into wanting to see his woman now, just to prove a point. Now, me being me and looking for the kind of trouble that I used to like to look for, part of me wants to let this ride because it's the right thing to do, right, Roy?
Yes, it is. Let it go.
Part of me. But there's that Sif side of me. There's a Sif side of me that doesn't, because I love a good challenge and I hate being threatened for no reason because I haven't done anything. I'm confused.
Let it go, man.
Well, you know, and this is the thing. I really want to talk to her now to see what her role is in this. You know, is this somebody who has? I didn't send a message other than saying the show's on and the link, which is what I've done before. And I'm just trying to figure out how we even got there. And, you know, my super producer's telling me to let it go. And I'm just like, I didn't do anything to let go of in the first place. This man came into my world. Because, okay, if you're with your woman and she gets a text, and let's just say you don't like the text. Let's just say the text did say something like, let's have dinner later on. And you had her phone while she was going to the bathroom. Because you said something before about if you got a mate and you got to lock your phone in while you with them.
Yeah, that was another one I did.
Right. Mm-hmm. So now if you're with your mate and she's giving you the phone while she goes to her and this text comes up, who should your conversation be with?
Should start off with her.
And even if you see it and you delve a little deeper and you look and see that there's nothing in the text history, is it an issue?
Well, with me, no, because like I said, the first assumption is of course it's going to raise a question. Well, you know, who wanted to, you know, who you going to do, who wants to go to dinner with you,
right? But
it's just that, because normally it's going to be somebody. I mean, like I'm in business myself, so I have a lot of dinner meetings, you know. So I maybe this may be a client that I'm trying to pick up, or maybe somebody who's interested in getting my services and wants to sit down and talk and have a conversation about it.
Right, so, it could be a money-making venture.
Right. So, you know, I don't look at it from the perspective that it's always starting off as something wrong. Because, see, that's my other point that I'm probably going to make that one tonight. Even if you do see something like that, and your first thought is that your person is cheating, that's an issue on your part.
Right.
That you got trust issues already that you need to deal with, or that person has created a history. They laid the groundwork where it makes you think that that's what they're doing. Which, in the next case, you still don't need to be with them if that ain't what you're looking for. So,
and it's just kind of wild, and that's why I don't understand. And I don't want to speak for her because I don't know her situation right now. And like I said, I ain't gonna call her name, but I just thought it was comical that Buddy's first response was to step out to me like a hood rat,
right? Yeah,
as opposed to approach me like a gentleman and seeing what was. I mean, if you want to call me first or send me text first, why not do it as a gentleman and then digress if I digress?
Right.
But and I tell people, even when I was a cop, and trust and believe, I had the upper hand if I stopped you. But I still always call people sir, ma'am, you know, because it's the right thing to do. Now, if they don't respond to that, I can digress. But once you start off at the bottom, you can't raise up because you've already lost the respect of people.
Right.
But some people don't understand, sir, man. I mean, I've been places and I say, sir, I need for y'all to do this. And everybody look at me like I was stupid. So I say, okay, I need for y'all to sit your asses down. Oh, and everybody understand. But I start off the right way first. So, yeah, I'm just sitting here and I'm getting the text. And it's partly why I was distracted because it was just comical to me. And I felt the need to entertain him because I wanted to actually give him the call-in number. just talk to him. But I'm sure Roy didn't want that.
No, let's not have that.
So, but you want to meet me and you want to beat me up or try to beat me up because of a text?
Yeah, stuff like that is just really that's kind of out there. I mean, because and I'm gonna be honest with you. My question would then be to, if I were you, to whoever you deal with. I'm like, what have you been telling him?
Right.
Well, because for him to come off like that, for that, the show is on. This is the link, and that's what he nutting up about.
Right.
So but the other part of that they say too. People, when you got people who are that jealous and that almost controlling, that mean they usually out doing some stuff themselves, and that's the kind of response that they get. Right.
And they feeling guilty about it. And I ain't bashing nobody. All I'm saying is pick and choose carefully. And unfortunately, because now, it's so many different ways. Because I knew a girl who actually had her phone cloned by her dude. And when she broke up, he was still getting all her stuff.
Messages.
And she didn't know it until she went to the Sprint store. And they found out and told her. Because she couldn't figure out how he kept popping up at different places.
So, ladies, that's the first thing. Because, if you ever think you in one of them relationships like that there, you can always take your phone to whoever your carrier is, and they can let you know if your phone has been cloned.
and a clone phone just means that you may still get all your information, but somebody else is getting
it as well, right?
And so if somebody just keep mysteriously popping up the way you are, it's because you set your phone down around them once, and I think, and I want to say it's an app you can download on. I'm not sure how.
I don't know that. No, I don't think that. I don't know if there's a cloning app yet. They actually, it's a machine that they have that they can put it on to clone the phone.
And to me, it's just because why? And the crazy part about it is, and for those of y'all who knew me, y'all know back in the day, the only thing that I enjoyed more than sex was a good fight. And that's why it's so funny to me. It's like sometimes you try to leave the past behind, but it just keep creeping up on you. And you challenge it. Dude, if you with this woman, why are you even offended by me? Why are you even afraid of me? Because if I'm with my woman and she gets a text, it's one something about it. I know she with me right then. We're going to discuss this later, but right now, you're not finna take away from the good times that me and her are having. And if you her fiance, I don't know how long this been, but you ain't heard from me because I ain't text her in like a month maybe. Because I don't, I just send them out random, but I'm like, wow, this is the craziest thing going.
Yeah, that was kind of out there with homie. So,
and like I say, especially when you challenging the guy, say, know your competition. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to think that you're the baddest man on the block, but know who you're talking to.
Right.
Because you might just be talking to somebody who likes doing what you like doing. Somebody told me one time about the guns they had. And I just laughed at it. Dude, I ain't hard to find. Do what you got to do. Come on up and, bring it. And that's the craziest thing. And that's how random things get started. And, we was talking about turning a hoe into a housewife. When you dating some of these wannabe gangsters, and this is the funniest thing, and I learned this from work. Everybody want to be a gangster. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody's a fighter till you get hit.
There it is.
Everybody want to be a gangster.
Everybody got a plan until you get hit, right?
Everybody want to be a gangster till they see another gun. And most bullies, and I brag about being a bully because I don't base it on picking on the smaller person. I will pick on somebody who's my size or bigger who thinks that they are. Everybody wants to be about that life till that life hit them smack in the face. Smack dab in the face. I'm going to tell one story. I'm going to get off the air because it's 6:55. I was a cop once. Y'all know I was a cop. And we were at this place, and there was this guy holding he had some people hostage in the apartment complex. It's the funniest thing going. Well, I guess it wasn't funny to me. And every now and then he fired some shots. Well, he was on the second level. And if you've ever seen me, soaking wet, I'm 180 pounds. So we got this little glass breaking thing, because I used to be a maintenance man, so I know how to break glass. And, the plan was to distract him. I'm going to break the glass, and I'm going to go in there. And the whole while, he's screaming and yelling, talking about everybody, mom and dad, and what he going to do, who he going to kill, blah, 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 blah. Well, anyway, I get inside the apartment where he is, and I get the drop on him. So here this young gangster is with my gun pointed to his head, and I said, dude, all you gotta do is turn. I'm telling you, this is my story to tell at this point, cause you already said you ain't going to jail. Ain't nobody gonna take you alive. You wouldn't take everybody with you. We got all this on tape, so I'm telling you as nicely as I can. if you do anything other than lay that gun straight down or drop it, actually, I'm letting 2 rounds go. I mean, I'm going to take my psyche valve. I'm going to get my 2 weeks off. I understand all the stuff they're going to put me through. But please trust and believe I ain't going to test to see if you're a good shot or not. I know I'm a good shot from 0.2 inches away from your forehead. I know this. I can't miss. I don't care how much I may panic. You know what buddy did? He started screaming like a girl, talking about he want his mama. Then he started yelling, he said he gonna kill me! Dude, 3 minutes ago you was a gangster. You was gonna go out. His quote was
Tony Montana.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out. And his quote was, I'm gonna go out this bitch like Jesse James. That's what he kept saying. And I'm like, Jesse James never screamed like a girl. and the point is that when we were on the outside and he had to drop on everybody, he was the biggest dude. Quit saying stuff. I mean, you know, I'm sure there's somebody that's tougher than me. What's wrong with around threatening people? I'd rather make peace, and you know, but I'm respectful. I mean, if as Willie D from the Ghetto Boy said, if you want a war, I'll take you to war. But be careful what you ask for. Ladies, let these little knuckle ass dudes go. I mean, I know some of y'all like a guy who exhibits some jealous tendencies from time to time, but sometimes understand the clue they give you is who they really are. Sometimes,
that's right. Yeah, that if they exhibiting those, you know, you may feel like he trying to protect your honor or whatever. Yeah, no, that it ain't gonna be but too long for that turn around on you.
I want to thank everybody who's been listening in. Some of my first time listeners, or as I like to call y'all, my ghost listeners. Hey, if you ain't like the page. And what I do appreciate more than anything else, if you don't want to put something on the page, you can inbox me. Tell me what you liked about the show, what you didn't like. You know, I want to make this better. Roy has convinced me that we got to go on the road. I don't know if any of my Salon Envy crew is listening, but hey, we had a good time. And Roy, you gonna say something about them?
Yeah, actually, we're back. I was gonna wait till next week to say the thing, but not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. I think it's the 20th. Let me look at the calendar real quick again. Yes, the 20th will be another Salon MB day.
Okay. So hey, if y'all in the area, you got a full tank of gas, meet us at Salon Envy, because they are off the chain. And what's the phrase again? Do you remember it?
Yes, Salon Envy. Don't envy.
Indulge. I had so much fun with those ladies, even though Roy set me up. But it was fun. So, you know, we're going to be at Salon Envy. And, you know, I want to give a shout. We're going to probably do another short stilettos at some time, just because, you know, that's my people.
Yes, sir.
It's 7 o'clock, so it's almost that time. So this is DVP from Random Thoughts with DVP. Me and my super producer. Hope y'all have a great and happy weekend. I'm gonna start doing birthday shout-outs, but y'all gotta remind me. Y'all know I suffer from secondhand weed smoke, so sometimes I just forget stuff. I appreciate all my first-time listeners, my ghost listeners. Shaq, you know what's up with you. Thomas, I don't know what happened. I was expecting you to call. But yeah, give me some insight. Shoot me some inboxes. Tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Even if you got some show topics, either inbox them or put them on the page. Because this is Random Thought. Sometimes I don't have a clue what I'm going to talk about. And sometimes, you know, every now and then I do. So, once again, it's 7 o'clock. This is the 8th of August. I will see you guys in 6 days and 22 and a half. Like, I'm going to be early next week. 22 and a half hours, or is it 21 and a half? Something like that. Y'all know, secondhand weed smoke. Don't hold it against me. All right, peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. Have a great weekend. Random Thoughts with DVP. Peace.